I'm someday going to give a lecture called How to Think About Politics. I mean, just how to think, and it has just certain things. And that would be one of the things, though, is we're taught to see these different issues as distinct things. I mean, you get that on the air, you know, and there's a little bulletin here. And in Bosnia, that. And in well, the same people who brought you this are bringing you that, and who are doing that to you. The same people who are doing it to you this way are doing it to you that way. And even in our education, we have departments, and this reality is all compartmentalized in the departments, which isn't quite true. So, if you're surprised that I'm a Marxist, it's because I very rarely write about Marx. I very rarely tell Marx. I just do Marx. I'm too busy doing it. Most Marxists write books talking to other Marxists, which is why nobody can understand them after a while. Well, Doug Dowd called that how many Marxists can dance on the head of a surplus value? And that's what he called it. But what I try to do is actually look at a U.S. policy, look at the U.S. political system, look at the media and all these things systemically, and to see in the particularity of any one institution. It's like a hologram. Reality is sort of like a hologram, that any one component of it has within it the totality of the whole thing. It's like a DNA. So when you look at, whether you're looking at the court system, or you're looking at urban renewal, or you're looking at Congress, or you're looking at the media, or you're looking at U.S. foreign policy, what you're seeing within the confines of those particulars is a reflection of that whole. See? And that whole informs the particulars, and the particulars flesh out and make you realize the whole. It's a tremendous experience. And I was doing Marxism before I knew that was what Marxism was. You see, I mean, it's not that I got this from Marx and I got this model and now I apply it here and there. This was my way of looking at things, and that's dialectically. And when I read Marx, I went, oh, yeah, right. I mean, Marx. When I first was getting radicalized, you know, I would run into that a lot. I'd say things like, you know, the police are not a neutral instrument. They're a class instrument of control, and they do certain things. They this. And people would say to me, well, that's Marx, isn't it? That's Marx. They'd look at you like that. And I say, Marx? I hadn't read Marx yet. I was a good PhD political scientist. I'd read the manifesto, and I'd read a little, I think a little abbreviated excerpts from Volume 1 of Capital, but I hadn't read much then. I'd say that. I'd say things like, you know, U.S. policy in the world is really doing this and this and this and this and this, and they say, well, that's Marx, isn't it? And I'd say, you know, power in America is really not all that democratic, because power does this, and the resources of power are allocated this way. And they say, that's Marx, isn't it? And after a while I started saying, boy, this guy Marx is really something, you know. I mean, I go knocking myself out to make an analysis, and they're giving him the credit, you know. Thank you. Good night. I got to go.